you can't run from your problem. The more you run away from your problem, the bigger it will escalate and be bigger down the road. And I think a great example behind this is a movie called Manchester by the Sea. I highly recommend this movie if you haven't watched it. I won't spoil it because I really want you to watch it. And just a little quick summary about what this movie is the fact that this guy, Lee, he tries to run away from his problem by moving out of his hometown. Now, I will understand. I will say that his background story, what he was grieving was big. It was something in his control that was all his fault. And he noticed that. He knows that, you know. And I guess fast forward a couple years later, he had to go back into his hometown. But the problem is that the people that knew him didn't see him the same. They saw him different. They saw him as not a great person because of what happened, you know. And that hit him, you know. And he tries to stay in his hometown for his nephew, but he couldn't beat it. He couldn't get over it, as it's a very hard thing to get over it. For the people that knows that what I'm talking about, you understand about this movie. For the people that haven't watched this movie, please watch this movie after. It's free on YouTube right now. That's how I watched it, actually. That's pretty funny now thinking about it. You could literally look up Manchester by the Sea full movie, and it's free on YouTube. Like, some random guy just posted it, and it haven't got copyrighted. So if you want to watch it, it's like 2 hours. Watch it now before you get taken down on YouTube. I don't really know what streaming platform is streaming it. You would have to look that up, but I watched it off of YouTube, and that's really how I found the movie. I just seen it as a trailer, and I looked up the movie, and I was just gonna watch clips of it, and I seen the whole movie, and I just recommend that movie. It really says a lot. You know, try to run away from your grief or try to run away from your problem. That will always keep following you. I will say that we often run away from our problem towards a good thing. You know, we do it not intentionally. We do it because we can't handle it at the moment, which is okay, you know. It's totally understandable. There are many times where I ran away from my problem, you know, and there's problems that I'm facing right now that I just want to pack up and leave, you know. Where do I want to go? I don't know. But the problem with this is that I noticed from my experience is that it just gets bigger every time, you know. I think one thing that always hit me was that when I was younger, I would spend a lot of time by myself. I was always a loner. And as I got older, I didn't want this, you know, so I started to like put myself out there more. But I guess throughout my life, I can't run away from loneliness. I can't run away from being alone. As I am now like facing it, you know, as I now enjoy my own company, as I now use my time wisely on creating content, growing a business, you know, and I enjoy my own company. And this is exactly what I mean when you try to run away from your problem with this point. You'll never solve it until you actually face it. Now again, I can't tell or say to anyone that you must face your problem now, you know, you must do it right now, because I don't know what you're really going through. I don't know the problems that you are facing. Maybe you can't truly handle the truth yet. Maybe you can't handle your problems yet, which is okay. I mean, you got to give yourself time to figure out when you're ready, but knowing that running away doesn't solve anything. Running away will make it worse. And knowing that is that one day you will have to face it when you're ready or not, you know. I will say, like, even like grief, you know, when we start to think about our past, about things that we had control of to change, or maybe things out of our control. You know, they say you should learn from your past so you don't make the same mistake in the future. As in your hand, in your hand, it's really defined on where your future will be. You know, and your brain is all about the past. But I don't know. I think I say all of this because I know it's like a very big topic. I know it's a very deep conversation to talk about, and I can't say confidently that every problem that I face, I always try to face it head on. I can't say that. By no means am I a perfect person that can do that every single time. But I will say that the problems that you're running away from, the problems that you must face, or sometimes can work out better than you can imagine. And I say this because the problems that you gotta face will lead up to a better outcome than you can even think of. And this is something I realized was that one of my biggest fears was being alone, being lonely. And once I faced it a couple years ago, and there's times where I still face it here and there, is the fact that I enjoy it now. You know, I use the time wisely, and it's like incredible because like if I didn't try to face that problem, I would have never learned to enjoy my own company. I would have never learned to try to brainstorm ideas or be creative or doing what I am passionate about. And I know this is like one example out of this whole thing, but I think that's like a great example behind this, you know. Another thing would be insecurity. You know, you can't run from your insecurity, and this is something that I currently face still to this day. You know, insecurity will always come and go, but I guess most of your insecurity is really in your brain, in your mind. You know, and there's not much that you can do unless you control the way you talk to yourself. You control the way you think, and once you know that, then you can have a better outcome. Then you can have a better perspective behind not seeing it as a problem, but more of just being yourself. And I know this might sound like spiritual or maybe like self-care-ish videos, but it's mostly really like in that type of form content. In that way, if you don't look at it that way, you'll be deceived on your problem. You'll keep moving forward throughout your problem without actually solving it, you know. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. Yeah, that's pretty much, yeah. I was trying to think maybe I could add more, but I think that really covered the brain of it all, you know, the spectrum of the whole idea of it. But I gotta get going. I will see you guys tomorrow. So have a good one, and peace.